What's up guys, Zuzumako here, and today we're going to be looking at the top 10 worst SH Figuarts Dragonball Z. So stay tuned to find out what number 1 is. So in at number 10 we have got Majin Vegeta. This might be a bit of a controversial one. I know a lot of people like Majin Vegeta, but personally I think that he looks a bit thin in the middle. He doesn't look that muscular, and I don't know, there's just something that doesn't look right about him. In at number 9 we have Golden Frieza. So maybe another controversial one, but personally I think that he looks a bit small. The scale seems to be a bit off, to be honest. And you might say, yeah, that's what he's supposed to be like. That's how small he actually is. But I don't know, there's just something that it makes it look like it's a different type of figure to Figuarts. Like that Shodo one, or whatever they're called. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Golden Frieza. I think it looks cool, but it's just the scale of him. So that's number 9. At number 8 we have Time Patroller Ace. The reason for this one is that he's not a very well-known character, and when you take his cape off it just looks it just doesn't look right. So yeah, there's just something missing there with that figure. But other than that, it's not too bad of a figure, but I just don't think he's a very popular or well-known character. So that's number 8. At number 7 we have Time Patroller Trunks. So this was another figure that came with the Dragon Ball Xenoverse limited edition, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. But the reason I've put him at number 7 is the fact that he doesn't have great articulation. So on his upper body he does, he has on his arms and his neck and everything. But if you go below, it's like his legs, because he's got like that skirt thing. I don't know if that's the right word, but he can't really move his legs that well. So that's the only problem that I have with Time Patroller Trunks. So that is number 7.
Oh, I see.
In at number 6 is Kid Chi-Chi, and to be honest, the figure is actually alright, but there was just something that felt a bit weird about buying a figure of a little girl in a bikini, so it kind of put me off buying it. But I thought for the collection I might as well. You just got to think of it as nothing like, sinister, but yeah, for collectors it might put some collectors off, the fact that it's a little girl in a bikini, so it is a bit weird. But yeah, it's a shame, but that's number 6. In at number 5 we have Whis, and this is a bit of a shame, this one. Obviously he wears a skirt, like a robe kind of thing, so articulation was never going to be easy with this figure, but I've got to put it down to that, I'm afraid. You can't really move his legs at all, so you can't really get him into many different poses. He's got good arm articulation and waist articulation, but other than that it's not really easy to articulate, so that's why Whis comes in at number 5. In at number 4 we have Piccolo 1.0, and this might be a bit harsh, but basically it's because it's the first ever figure art and it wasn't the greatest quality, so it were good at the time, but it's not. Since then they've released better quality figure arts with better articulation and better detail on the sculpts, so that's the only reason that Piccolo gets in at number 4. So yeah. In at number 3 we have what I like to call Mustard Trunks. So I think this was the premium edition Trunks, so this was one of the first releases in the early days of the figure arts. And as you can see by the pictures, the hair just, to me, in my opinion, it looks like mustard, and I just can't get over the fact that it's like that. And the quality, it's not too bad, to be honest, the quality, but like the details not great, like the faces, the eyes and stuff, and it's not great, but it were good at the time. But since then they've brought out better ones, so that's why Mustard Trunks gets number 3. In at number 2, you've guessed it, it's Mustard Vegeta. So same kind of principle as Trunks, except for this one looks a bit worse than Trunks and it doesn't have as much stuff that came with it. So yeah, this is why Mustard Vegeta comes in at number 2.
I see. I'm very sorry to hear that.
In at number 1 is Guldor. And now Guldor came with Berta, which was actually a really good figure, Berta, but Guldor is static pretty much. He does have a slight articulation in his arms, but other than that there's nothing. So I've got to say the detail looks good, but just you can't articulate him, so it's a bit pointless. You can only pretty much have him in one pose. So it's a shame they didn't release a separate one maybe, or even put some articulation on this Guldor. So as you can see, the demoniacal fit one, that one has articulation. But anyway, that's it. That's the list. Hope you enjoyed this. Do you agree with this list? Or do you think that I was completely wrong? Let me know your top 10 worst Figuarts down in the comments below. Thanks for watching and goodbye.